Good morning, my dear students of BA Part 2 English Literature. Continuing with the second session of the story, A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner, which is prescribed for the students of English Literature, BA Part 2, in Paper 2, that is English Prose and Fiction. Let us take a look at the character list of the story. First, the main character, the protagonist, Emily Grierson. The object of fascination in the story. An eccentric recluse, Emily is a mysterious figure who changes from a vibrant and hopeful young girl to a cloistered and secretive old woman. मैंने पहले भी कहा है, आप कठिन शब्दों के अर्थ खुद ढूंढेंगे. Devastated and alone after her father's death, she is an object of pity for the townspeople. After a life of having a potential suitors rejected by her father, she spends time after his death with a newcomer, Homer Baron, although the chances of his marrying her decreases as the years pass. ब्लोटेड एंड पैलिड, बहुत मोटी हो गई हैं. पैलिड यानी कि बहुत पेल हो गई हैं, रंग उनका उड़ गया है. हेल्दी नहीं है वो अब. इन हर लेटर ईयर्स her hair turns steel grey. She ultimately poisons Homer and seals his corpse, means dead body, into an upstairs room. Emily is the classic outsider, controlling and limiting the town's access to her true identity by remaining hidden. The house that shields Emily from the world suggests the mind of the woman who inhabits it. Shuttered, dusty, and dark. The object of the town's intense scrutiny, Emily is a muted and mysterious figure. चुप रहती है, किसी से बोलती नहीं है, एक रहस्य बना हुआ है उनको लेकर. On one level, she exhibits the qualities of the stereotypical southern eccentric, unbalanced, excessively tragic, and subject to bizarre बिहेवियर. बिज़ार मतलब अजीबो गरीब. उनका बिहेवियर नॉर्मल नहीं है. एमिली एनफोर्सेस हर ओन सेंस ऑफ लॉ एंड कंडक्ट, which such as when she refuses to pay her taxes or state her purpose for buying the poison. Emily also skirts the law when she refuses to have numbers attached to her house when federal mail service is instituted. Her dismissal of the law eventually takes on more sinister consequences as she takes the life of the man whom she refuses to allow to abandon her. Abandon her means leave her. संभवतः होमर बैरन उनको छोड़कर जाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन वो उन्हें जाने ही नहीं देती. उनको वो मार देती हैं, जहर देकर शायद. The narrator portrays Emily as a monument, but at the same time, she is pitied and often irritating, demanding to live life on her own terms. The subject of gossip and speculation, लोग उनके बारे में बातें बनाते हैं, उनके बारे में तरह तरह के सवाल उठाते हैं, और वो सब इसलिए होता है क्योंकि वो किसी को अपने करीब आने ही नहीं देती. The townspeople cluck their tongues at the fact that she accepts Homer's attentions with no firm wedding plans. After she purchases the poison, the townspeople conclude that she will kill herself. पहले वो सोचते हैं कि वो खुद के लिए जहर लेकर आई हैं. Emily's instabilities, however, lead her in a different direction, and the final scene of the story suggests that she is a necrophiliac. This word in Greek, necros, means corpse or dead body, and philia means love. This is a paraphilia whereby the perpetrator, यानी कि इस एक्टिविटी को करने वाला, gets sexual pleasure in having sex with the dead. So possibly संभवतः Emily is also such a person. Necrophilia typically means a sexual attraction to dead bodies. In a broader sense, the term also describes a powerful desire to control another, usually in the context of a romantic or deeply personal relationship. Necrophiliacs tend to be so controlling in their relationships that they ultimately resort to bonding with unresponsive entities with no resistance or will. In other words, with dead bodies. यानी कि कंट्रोल करने की प्रवृत्ति इतनी ज़बरदस्त होती है कि वो ऐसे व्यक्ति को या ऐसे आ, शरीर हम कह सकते हैं को कंट्रोल करती है जो कि डेड है, यानी कि वो उनके साथ जैसा चाहे कर सकते हैं. मिस्टर ग्रायरसन controlled Emily, her father that is, and after his death, Emily temporarily controls him by refusing to give up his dead body. She ultimately transfers this control to Homer, the object of her affection. Unable to find a traditional way to express her desire to possess Homer, Emily takes his life to achieve total power over him. ये इंटरेस्टिंग बात है और समझने की भी है, इसको आप पढ़ लें अच्छे से. Homer Baron, a foreman from the north. Homer is a large man with a dark complexion, a booming voice यानी कि loud voice है, बहुत ऊंची आवाज़ में बोलते हैं, and light colored eyes. A gruff and demanding boss, he wins many admirers in Jefferson because of his gregarious nature. हंसमुख हैं, खुशहाल हैं, लोगों से मिलना जुलना पसंद है उन्हें, and good sense of humor. He develops an interest in Emily and takes her for Sunday drives in a yellow-wheeled buggy. Buggy, घोड़ा गाड़ी या तांगा. Despite his attributes, the townspeople view him as a poor, if not scandalous choice for a mate. He disappears in Emily's house and decomposes in an attic bedroom. Attic यानी कि सबसे ऊपर वाली मंजिल पर जो होती है, जो छत के जस्ट नीचे जो कमरा बना होता है. Where she kills him. Homer, much like Emily, is an outsider, a stranger in town who becomes the subject of gossip. Unlike Emily, however, Homer swoops into town brimming with charm, and he initially becomes the center of attention and the object of affection. Some townspeople distrust him because he is both a northerner, मतलब वो उत्तरी यूएसए के किसी स्टेट से आए हैं, एंड डे लेबरर. मूलतः वो ज़मींदार नहीं थे, वो तो लेबर क्लास के ही थे. एंड his Sunday outings with Emily are in many ways scandalous because the townspeople regard Emily, despite her eccentricities, as being from a higher social class. एमिली तो मास्टर क्लास को बिलोंग करती है, अपर क्लास ऑफ सोसाइटी को बिलोंग करती है. होमर लेबर क्लास को बिलोंग करता है, तो दोनों में कोई मेल ही नहीं होता. इसलिए जेफरसन शहर के लोग उनके इस मिलन को, उनके इस साथ को अजीब निगाहों से देखते हैं. होमर्स फेलियर टू प्रॉपरली कोर्ट एंड मैरी एमिली prompts speculation and suspicion. He carouses with younger men at the Elks Club. यानी कि वो कई बहुत टाइम और आदमियों के साथ बिताते हैं. एंड द नरेटर पोर्ट्रेज हिम एज ईदर ओ होमोसेक्सुअल और सिंपली एन इटर्नल बैचलर. और राइटर नरेटर ये दर्शाने की कोशिश करे कि या तो होमर कोई होमोसेक्सुअल थे, यानी कि उनको आदमियों में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट था, सेक्सुअली औरतों के प्रति वो अट्रैक्टेड नहीं होते थे, या फिर उनके अंदर विवाह करने की प्रवृत्ति नहीं थी और वो अविवाहित ही रहना चाहते थे, बैचलर, डेडिकेटेड टू हिज सिंगल स्टेटस एंड अनइंटरेस्टेड इन मैरिज. Homer says only that he is not a marrying man. As the foreman of a company that has arrived in town to pave the sidewalks, Homer is an emblem of the North and the changes that grip the once insular and genteel world of the South. Insular मतलब जो अपने आप में ही सिमटा हुआ हो, जो बाहर की दुनिया से मेल मिलाप न रखता हो. With his machinery, Homer represents modernity and industrialization. the force of progress that is upending traditional values and provoking resistance, an alarm among traditionalists. Homer brings innovation to the rapidly changing world of this southern town, whose new leaders are themselves pursuing more modern ideas. मतलब होमर जो है वो इस छोटे से शहर का के लिए बदलाव का प्रतीक है और इस क्षेत्र के लोग बदलाव के लिए तैयार नहीं हैं. The change that Homer brings to Emily's life as her first real lover is equally as profound, यानी कि deep and meaningful, and seals his grim fate as the victim of her plan to keep him permanently by her side. वो उनका शिकार बन जाता है एमिली का और एमिली उनको जहर देकर मार देती हैं.